Hello, my name is Ken, and I wanted to share some insight, if you will, because I just watched Todd in the Shadows list of his top 10 worst hit songs of 1991. Now, for those of you who are familiar with Todd in the Shadows, he's known to make a year top 10 worst hit songs of a year. Like he made the top 10 worst songs of 2014 last year. So I think it's really a breath of fresh air to watch a new top 10 worst hit songs video on Blip. And if you never heard of Blip, then you'll see the link in the description box. And once you click on it, you'll go directly to the the video that I'm about to talk about. I'm gonna go down the list. Number 10 is Aisha by Another Bad Creation. Me personally, I don't think it's that bad. If I can tolerate New Edition and the Jackson Five, both groups are fantastic talents. Another Bad Creation, on the other hand, they're just okay. They're just a copycats, if you will, imitation of the bands that I mentioned. I don't think it's that bad. Number eight is very. I think number eight is probably his most controversial pick, and he picked Whitney Houston's "I'm Your Baby Tonight." By the way, number nine was Rico Suave. Number eight was "I'm Your Baby Tonight." Me personally, I don't think it's a bad song. I think it's a decent song. I think throughout all the Whitney Houston songs, I can definitely pick a few that are downright terrible. Definitely a few songs from My Love Is Your Love album can definitely be on the list of terrible Whitney songs, in my opinion. Number seven is a a Temptation cover of The Way You Do the Things You Do by UB40. And I agree with that song is terrible. Number six is Play That Funky Music by Vanilla Ice. Number five is a very obscure song by a very obscure artist by Timmy T, who had the number one song called One More Try. Never heard of it? Let's move on. Number four, Because I Love You by some R&B singer. Another obscure R&B singer. And again, this song is just I'm not gonna say it's great, but I'm not gonna say it's like it's not great, but it's obscure enough that nobody really cares for it. So moving on. Number four is Justify My Love. I mean, I'm not a big Madonna fan, but I definitely agree that that song is kind of It's basically audio porn, if you will. If you don't listen to if you don't pay attention to the video and listen to the song, it's definitely porn for the ears. So I definitely agree with that. Number two is From a Distance by Bette Midler. No argument there. Number one is something that I don't really agree with. Number one is Everything I Do It For You by Bryan Adams. I'm not a big Bryan Adams fan. There's a few songs that I like. I like Summer of '69 is fantastic. Cuts Like a Knife is a pretty good song. But Everything I Do is just, it's sappy, but let me just say this. A lot of ballads are very sappy. Even Metallica, one of my favorite songs, one of the few ballads that I truly love is Metallica's "Nothing Else Matters," and even that's kind of sappy in a way. But Bryan Adams, Everything I Do is just okay. It's not it's not terrible. I think it's just decent at best. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you my top five songs that should be on the list, and it's unbelievable that these songs are not on Todd's list. Now, I know that I should not be bicker. I shouldn't bicker about a list based on an opinion, but I think most lists are based on an opinion. Okay? So my top five is Let Adams Get Here, which is very bland and boring at best. And quite frankly, I'm very shocked that that song's not on the list, knowing how very, intolerable, boring songs are to Todd. Number four, I put I Adore Mia Moore. You're telling Todd in the Shadows, if you're listening to this, are you telling me that I Adore Mia Moore, a song that's from an American band that's singing from a different language, is not bad? You're telling me that that's not a terrible song? Just saying. Number three, I put Amy Grant's Baby Baby, which is very, very whitewashed at best. Number two is More Than Words by Extreme. Now, come on. Todd in the Shadows is known to crap on acoustic songs in the past. I mean, Extreme's More Than Words is kind of a drippy song, if you ask me. My number one pick is definitely the one that's very irritable to me, and that's again, Color Me Bad's I Wanna Sex You Up. So Color Me Bad has two songs on my list, and I Wanna Sex You Up is definitely the worst song that I've ever heard in 1991. I mean, from the lyrics, the questionable lyrics, to the vocals, to the production, everything about this song is downright terrible. And I am very surprised that none of the Color Me Bad songs are on his list. Anyways, let me know what you think. What songs of 1991 that are huge hits should be on the list? Get back at me at the column section below. Let me know, what do you think is the top 5 worst songs of 1991?